Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another edition of an entire video of Piper talking about anime. Sorry. As you would expect, I have dipped the toes in the water of anime, as I explained in my last video, but I have subsequently fallen head into the pool of anime, so I drew myself into more animes because at this point in time I am only doing self-inserts and self-indulgent art, apparently. I did mention in the last video where I drew myself into my favorite animes that I was definitely planning on doing a part 2. Who knows, there will probably be a part 3, let's be real. But yeah, a lot of you actually sent in some lovely recommendations, and also I started watching a lot of other animes, so I have more animes that I'd like to draw myself into, please. And the ones that I picked for today were Assassination Classroom, Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, and The Promised Neverland, which are probably some of my favorite animes that I have binged recently. If you did not watch part 1, don't forget to maybe go have a look and see the ones that I have done already. And without any further ado, let's go. I would like to enter the world of anime. So, as I said, starting off with Assassination Classroom, I'm very much obsessed with this anime at the moment. I have rewatched it like twice now, so I love it a lot. It's a very easy show to binge watch. Pretty sure the first time I watched it was like all in a weekend, and it is awesome! I really love the characters, I love the story, and I love how stupid it is, but at the same time it made me cry. So I definitely wanted to draw myself as one of the characters, or one of the students in Class E. I kind of went for the eyes and the style and the face style, I guess, of Kayano, because I think she has like the coolest sort of vibe to her, I guess, which I guess goes to, you know, it intertwines, I guess, with her character story. But I do really like the way that they drew her hair and her face in comparison to the rest of the characters. Thing is that I realized when I was drawing myself in Assassination Classroom style, that is very reminiscent of the early Pokemon days, which I found very interesting, you know, seeing the similarities in character design between the two styles. So it was an area that I was like a bit more comfortable in, as comfortable as I could get in anime style, which you guys know isn't really my forte. But since I have drawn myself in the Pokemon universe various times, I kind of had this one down, I guess. Plus, I was really excited to get more into the backgrounds of these this time. You'll have to excuse the aspect ratio of these drawings, but as you probably know, I do these for like a TikTok, so they are sort of in a TikTok aspect ratio. And also it limits how much background I have to draw, you guys understand. So yeah, I just went in and color blocked all of the areas. I drew myself with one of the really cool shotguns that they have, or one of the sniper guns. I don't know much about guns, but one of the cool guns that they have, and I gave myself a really cool, like, a leg strap with a knife in it, just because I really wanted to draw the cool knives that they have and the cool guns. They're just, you know, they're awesome. They have the cool little government logo on them, and I wanted to give myself a really cool badass pose. So yeah, that's what I drew myself sort of doing. And then for the background, I just kind of took a bunch of different reference images of the back of the classroom, of Classroom E, and just did that. And I, in the process, learned how to write tentacle in Japanese, so, which I think is kanji, but I could be wrong, because I don't know much about Japanese, but they keep mentioning kanji in the anime. So anyway, yeah, added some cool overlays, some cool layer blend modes, and that was it for Assassination Classroom. I was very happy with how it turned out. I also, for this entire video, the ones that you'll see, I did blur the backgrounds a little bit, which I think really added that extra touch to the, you know, overall effect of the anime. So yeah, let's head on to the next one, which was Attack on Titan. Ever since the last video, I got so many messages telling me that I should binge watch Attack on Titan, and I did. And also I have watched the most recent season that came out, and okay, I very much was enjoying Attack on Titan until I watched the season that's just recently finished airing. Not a big fan of the whole situation that's going on at the moment, will be real, but up until then I did enjoy the anime very, very much. Very good characters, very good storyline. I know that I'm very much late to the game, to the Attack on Titan fandom, I guess you could say, but it's very interesting and I did very much enjoy it. So of course I drew myself as one of the scouts because that's the coolest thing that you could do, I think, in the Attack on Titan universe. I did debate whether or not I wanted to draw myself as one of the stupid looking titans, just as a joke, but then I was like, do I want to draw myself as unflattered as possible naked? Not really. That wasn't something that I needed in my mental health in this present moment, so I just went with being a scout, you know? So I drew myself as somber as possible in the Attack on Titan style, which in hindsight I should have made the eyes a lot smaller now that I look back at it, because the Attack on Titan style is probably one of the animes that's close, like the most realistically inclined, I guess. I think that and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they're both the styles that are more, you know, the least typically anime looking styles. So to match that, I think I should have made the eyes a little bit smaller, but you know, whatever. What's done is done. In terms of all the gear and everything, I've used a lot of reference images of Zoe Hanji, because she's probably one of my favorite characters. So I just kind of used her sort of attire and whatever to kind of figure out all of this pose and all of this movement in the cape and the ODM gear. There was a lot of moving parts in this one. This was probably the one that took me the longest because there was a lot of extra, you know, bits and bobs and you know, I had to figure out the blades from weird angles and how I was holding them. Anywho, for the background, because the actual character took me so long to draw, I went with a simple sort of I'm on the roof kind of background. So I just drew two sort of rooftops and a simple sky, and I kind of stuck with that because I did not want to spend any more time rendering out this drawing. If I'm honest, it's quite a lot already to figure out, you know, how to properly light this to make it look like the Attack on Titan style and also bring in the specific somber mood of the show that's constantly there because everyone is always dying. Oh my god. So yeah, I tried to bring that in, used a lot more colder tones for the multiply layer that I used for the shading. Of course, adding some blending modes on some overlay layers over the top just to really add this whole sort of like, you know, nighttime is falling aesthetic. And I think I managed to capture the vibe a little bit, so yeah. And in hindsight as well, I think I could have made myself look sadder. I'm pretty sure, but this is the saddest I could kind of figure out in the moment. Got a bit of blood on there, very sad. Probably one of my comrades just got slaughtered in front of me. Oh my god, that show was insane. So let's now swiftly move on to my next one, which was Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, Jujutsu Kaisen has recently become one of my favorite animes that I've binge watched recently. I got so enthralled with the storyline and the characters that I actually went on to read the manga. So now I'm currently caught up with the manga online, and it's very, very good. And I definitely took a lot of inspiration from both Nobara and Megumi Fushiguro for this sort of style of myself in the universe, which I know doesn't make sense because I know that every Jujutsu sorcerer has their own sort of, you know, cursed power and cursed energy, but I really love the fact that Megumi Fushiguro can just summon dogs, and that honestly just made my heart melt, so I wanted to do that too. Okay. So yeah, I looked up some of the reference images of the hand things that he does to summon the divine dogs, and just did myself in sort of that pose. And I took Nobara's outfit because I think she's like the most fashionable one at Jujutsu High. She's just so cool, and she is obviously canonically a fashion goddess, so I had to, you know, bow down and just take into account what she would have done with the Jujutsu High uniform, and took that into my own thing. Again, I kept the background pretty simple because I wanted to sort of emulate the feeling of being inside a domain, you know, one of the weird domain things of theirs. So I just drew like these two sort of shadows of the divine dogs in the background, and I think it ended up looking pretty cool. Again, the style was pretty par for the course for most anime, so I think I kind of got that down pretty easily. So there was nothing really new for me to sort of tackle in this style, which was ace. And then finally, I went with The Promised Neverland, which is another show that I binge watched the first season of, and then went on to start reading the manga because the story is just so good and so like beyond anything I've ever read. So I was really enthralled with it, really wanted to read up more, and I got so attached to the characters that I just had to know what happens after the season 1 cutoff point. So I drew myself weirdly as one of the kids in this whole farmhouse thing, which in hindsight was a bit of a weird idea because as I was doing this for a weird TikTok, I had my sort of body reference, my pose for reference for the drawing. So I have adult proportions, but I tried to emulate that into a child pose. It did end up looking a little bit uncanny valley, I will admit, but I just really like the outfits that the kids are in, you know. Well, more specifically, Emma, she just has like a really cute outfit in it, so I kind of wanted to draw myself as one of the little kids. So here is baby Pipa. And one thing that I really enjoyed about doing this drawing is that I had a lot of reference for actual curly, coily hair to look at for my own hair. The one thing that I really loved about the show is that there's a lot of inclusivity and just a lot of diversity in it, which I, for some reason, found really, you know, new and refreshing in an anime, which again makes sense because it's all of humanity has been kind of like stuck in this one place, so you know. Yeah, I also just wanted an excuse to draw a cool little background of like a bunch of foresty areas and the cool house that they all live in. Well, cool, wink wink, you know. And yeah, just asked Devin for 2 random numbers so that I could kind of do a hint of the neck tattoos that they all have, and Devin gave me 7 and 9, so whatever my number is, it ends in 7-9. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm happy with how the hair ended up looking using the style of The Promised Neverland, which is such a beautiful style as well. I absolutely love the show, and I since have watched it twice again because it's just such a good show. So that was it for today's video and today's session of self-insert art. I don't really know if I'd want to insert myself into the Promised Neverland universe as a child, but purely for the aesthetic, I did it, you know? I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know which animes I should do next time. I have, you know, since I did these drawings, I have since binged more animes, so I've definitely got more stuff to do for next time. But if you have any suggestions for any animes I should do or watch next, definitely leave them down there in the comments section, because I definitely have the time of day to be watching all these animes, clearly. Let me know which one is your favorite as well from today, and if you want to follow me on TikTok to get the first look at these weird self-insert arts that I do and other dumb art TikToks, the links and my usernames will be down there in the description box as per usual. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!